Hey guys, Uncle Ray. Welcome to another episode of the Crypto Bellwether. I don't always tell you what you want to hear, but I tell you what you need to hear to make informed decisions. And guys, in this video, we are going to dive into what I think are two of the best risk-reward projects out there, period. When you measure it by banking tokens or interoperability or ISO 222 compliant tokens, these two, in my opinion, probably are the two dominant players in that sector. So we're going to compare the two, and we'll take a look at the charts, and at the end, hey, I'll give you my thoughts and you can decide for yourself. This is not financial advice. Anyway, let's get into it. Now, if you haven't been to ChainLink's website, guys, spend some time getting familiar with ChainLink and what they do, and Google ChainLink and look at all the partnerships. It's absolutely amazing, because I'm here to tell you, I own both of these tokens and they are tit for tat. It is going to be a very hard choice to decide which one to own. That's probably why I own both of them. That being said, recently ChainLink has came out, the founder, and said that they're working with Swift to help them be the create tokenized assets. A lot of people think that there are a lot of different blockchains going to win that battle, and I don't know who is, but I think Swift is going to be a dominant player in cross-border payments and tokenized assets, and they're looking to use ChainLink as the gateway. Now, another thing that the founder came out and mentioned in a couple of articles lately was that he has been working with central banks around the world, and that he believes in the future that every major bank will have their own rails, whether it's blockchain or something like HBAR, and they'll have their own stablecoin. And ChainLink plans on being the gateway that takes the banks and those rails and links them to the rest of the world. And I personally think that there is no other competitor that does exactly what ChainLink does. And when it comes to Swift, a lot of people want to make a lot of claims about a lot of different tokens, and believe me guys, I own all those tokens. XLM, XRP, Quant, LINK, Algorand, Hedera, you name it, I own them. However, when it comes to a real relationship with Swift, Link is the only one that has a true partnership, and they are the gateway to Swift, for whatever that's worth. Now, here's a chart that shows, and this is from ChainLink, that talks about tokenized assets. Guys, here's the cool thing about ChainLink and Quant. It doesn't matter who wins or who is winning. Tokenized assets is going to be a thing. Cross-border payments is going to be massive. And no matter what that looks like, they're going to need the interoperability of ChainLink or Quant or both. So no matter what the future looks like, at least through the next bull run, that's how I trade, bull run to bull run, these are going to be your two winners no matter what, in my opinion. Now, I just want to show you Masari and talk about the tokenomics and the circulating supply, because guys, that matters, and that's one of the separating factors when it comes to comparing ChainLink and Quant, because if you don't know, Quant arguably has some of the best tokenomics on the planet, and out of all cryptos, Quant has some of the best tokenomics. You can't get dumped on Quant, and it has a limited supply of, I think it's 14.6 million tokens, which is less than Bitcoin, and it's almost all out there. So guys, the tokenomics for Quant is absolutely amazing. Now when you look at ChainLink's tokenomics, it's not bad, and I truly believe that they are not looking to dump on the community. As they grow, they release more tokens. But even as bad as this chart looks like, as far as adding tokens to the project, let's think about something, guys. At the end of the last bull run, they had 464 million tokens circulating, and now they have 538 million tokens circulating. So that's like 100 million tokens added to the supply in what, a year and a half. Now let's put that in perspective. Ripple XRP, for instance, adds over 300 million tokens per month. So the tokenomics for ChainLink is not bad at all, and they don't have a lot of ground to make up to hit a new high. Now, let's look at the chart. When you look at the chart, you know, it has been to over $52, and right now it's at like $7, $6 or $7. I'm hoping that it's going to make a new low for this bull run, and we can start stacking Link somewhere close to $5. That would be absolutely amazing. But let's just say you buy it somewhere in here, $6. Right now, if it takes out its old high, that's a 10x. Guys, this is not financial advice, but that's about as close to a guarantee as you're going to get in crypto. It's a phenomenal project, and it is not the same ChainLink as it was in 2021. It should be changing gears when it takes out its old high. So a 10x should be no problem in my opinion, and a lot higher maybe. But I don't really trade on the maybes. When Link takes out its old highs, I will be dollar cost averaging out, and I'll be almost totally out of my bag, and I'll be moving on. That's just me. Now let's dive into Quant. Guys, I really believe that Quant is one of the most legit projects out there. The founder is very legit, one of the most upstanding guys in all of crypto. He doesn't need the money. He set up the tokenomics absolutely amazingly. He didn't take advantage of anyone. He's not dumping on the community, and he's trying to make Quant the standard. Now, I'm not sure how I feel about what I'm about to tell you, but Quant just received a patent on their technology. And normally that's a good thing, but that really, you can't be decentralized if you have a patent, period. Because no matter who's using your technology, you can pull that patent. So I don't know how I feel about that, whether that's a positive or a negative. But one thing I've been learning lately in diving into, especially like the banks and stuff, guys, the world doesn't really want total decentralization, because if something happens to their money or to their token or whatever, they want to call someone, and they want a safety net. We've always had a safety net, and there's a group of people like probably me and you. We don't want any help. We'll take our chances being totally decentralized. But the rest of the world, guys, probably is not ready for that, and I don't think they will be in our lifetime. They want that safety net. Yes, they want to buy Bitcoin and Ethereum and these different cryptos, but they do not want to open up a wallet, learn the technology, learn how it all works, and then if they lose their passphrase, their password, they lose their money. They don't want to do that. If they make a payment or transfer and do a cross-border payment, and that payment doesn't arrive, they want to call someone. They want insurance on that. So I'm not sure how I feel, and I know I'm rambling. But anyway, Quant, guys, the interoperability to Quant, it connects the world 100%. Now my only thought about Quant is in the future. Again, I trade bull run to bull run. And the reason I will not hold any of these projects long term is because how fast technology can change. And as good as Quant is, I could see Quant maybe 3 bull runs from now being so expensive that they have to go another route, and maybe they do a subscription type thing. I don't know. Or Google or Microsoft or a mega player in the world comes in and they just clone and copy the technology, and then they send all their customers there. That's the way the world works. For whatever that's worth, Quant is one of my absolute favorite projects, and if I had to hold one 2 or 3 bull runs, it would definitely be in my top 5. But I am going to be out of everything but my Bitcoin in the next bull run, period. And then we'll recalculate and start again. And if that's not your game plan, guys, I highly recommend you guys think about that. Anyway, let's look at the chart. As we know, we don't even have to dive into the tokenomics of Quant. That's one thing I absolutely love about it. But guys, you could have made a heck of a living in the last year and a half every time Quant got close to $100. If you bought it and then just sold it a couple of weeks later, you do well. And I'm looking to maybe put on that trade right now because we're getting down toward $100. That being said, I already have a bag of Quant way under $100, so I'm personally looking to stack. I want it to go back to this bear run, this bear cycle's low of like $56, $60. That would be a lot better starting point. I don't know if it's going to get there. We'd have to have a shakeout. We'd have to have the S&P drop and Bitcoin go back to test its old lows. But Quant is extremely strong. But if it gets under $100, guys, this is not financial advice, but I want you to think about something. No matter what, in my opinion, if you draw a line right through there and you start stacking Quant at $100 and dollars cost average in, anytime from 100 down, it's a no-brainer, guys. I personally believe that it will break its old high at the beginning of the next bull run, because here's the difference, guys. Almost every single project out there, and I'm not talking about Ethereum or Bitcoin, every single project out there has been dumping tokens, dumping tokens, dumping tokens. That doesn't happen with Quant. So this is not the same Quant that it was a year and a half ago. So its old high is not even going to be an issue, in my opinion. I could see it doubling, tripling, and quadrupling its old highs. And you can't really say that about most projects because it has to double or triple their old high as far as volume and adoption to get to the original old high, if that makes any sense, if I said that right. Anyway, guys, here's the thing. If you buy Quant, let's just say at $100, and it takes out its old high, which is, I try to use the probabilities and the minimums. So that's not a big upside. That's the only downside to Quant. It's going to have to double or triple its old highs to be worth investing, in my opinion. So anyway, guys, let's compare where I'm at with Link. Long term and risk reward, I really believe Quant is hands down probably the top 3. It could be argued that it's the 3rd best risk reward out there. Now, you got Bitcoin and Ethereum. And a lot of guys say, well, I don't know about that. But I'm talking about for real money, guys. Wall Street, when you have $1 billion, you're not really worried about the upside. You're worried about the downside. Now, yeah, if someone has $5,000, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Quant, or Link is not where they want to be if they're trying to 10x or 20x or 50x or 100x, right? But I'm talking about the real money. The big money is going to flow into Bitcoin and Ethereum, and the number 3 best risk reward, you could argue Link, you could argue Quant, HBAR has my money, or you could put Gala or maybe Matic. Outside of that, guys, nothing really compares, in my opinion. So Long term, if I had to hold something and really think it's going to be around, it would be Quant. Short term, I really believe that Link is probably going to make you more money in the next bull run. Again, I absolutely love Quant. The risk reward is phenomenal, and it could 3x its old high, 5x its old high. That being said, that's kind of the way I think. So if I had to hold something long term, which I'm not ever going to do, and guys, look, let me say this before I go. You should compare everything to, say, HBAR for that number 3 spot, whether it's Quant or Link or Gala or any other project you're thinking about, because I personally believe that HBAR is starting at like a 10x. And it's probably almost the closest thing you can get to a guarantee at 15x. Outside of that, I don't know, but you should compare any project to those. Why increase your risk if you don't think you're going to get more than a 10 or 15x? Just go with the top tokens. For whatever that's worth, guys, I hope you guys have a game plan. I'm going to share one more thing with you before I go. I work one-on-one with people, and the number one thing that I see that absolutely breaks my heart, and I hope everyone takes this to heart, is that I'm working with people that have made an immense amount of money in the last bull run and the one before. They took a small amount of money and they made a huge amount of money. I'm talking about turning 10,000 into 500,000 or more. And guess what they have today to show for it? Back to where they were. Maybe instead of having 10, they got 15, 17, 20. Guys, you have to take your profit. If you don't take your profit, you'll become the prophets. Live to fight another day. It's not financial advice, but guys, you got to have a game plan, and you got to know when to dollar cost average out. Don't fall into the FOMO, which is why most people lost a huge amount of money, is because they rode that money up and it just grew and grew and grew, and they thought it would never stop. Well, guys, here's the thing about crypto. It's not stocks. The tokenomics almost guarantee you on at least 98% of all the projects that it's going to fall back down. Period. Now, one day, Quant and Ethereum and Bitcoin, because of the tokenomics, they're not going to fall that hard, and they will become something like a stock, but it will not be this next bull run. And when you have tokens with high inflation like Avalanche and XRP, guys, it's 100% guaranteed. This is a fact. Because of the inflation, once the bull run is over and everything starts to crash and they keep dumping tokens, the price is always going to fall. For whatever that's worth, guys, I know I get to rambling sometime, but guys, consider taking your profits. Have a plan. And if you need some help with that, I work one-on-one with people. It's $250, which is very small amount, and that's going to change in the future. But I take a look at your portfolio, and we get you a roadmap, a game plan, and a strategy for the next bull run. If you have any interest, I'll leave the link down below. Send me an email, and we'll get you started. It's only $250. Whether you work with me or someone else, guys, make sure you got a game plan and consider taking those profits. All right, guys, that's all I got. Hopefully you like this. And if you do, please hit that like button and come back and be part of this community. Take care, guys.